This is Ein Yaakov. This is Agada or Agadata from the Talmud. We're in Berachot. This is the section is called the main reward for certain good deeds. So Rabbi Helbo says in the name of Rabbi Huna, when a person leaves the synagogue, he should not take large steps because he thereby gives the impression that he is eager to leave. Abaye says this applies only when he goes away from the synagogue, but when he goes to the synagogue, it is a mitzvah to run, for it says, let us run to know God, Hosea 6:3. Rabbi Zera says, at first, when I saw the scholars running to the lecture on Shabbat, I thought that they were desecrating the Shabbat because it is forbidden to run on Shabbat. But now I also run to the lecture because I have heard that Rabbi Tanhum taught in the name of Rabbi Yehoshua ben Levi, a person should always, even on Shabbat, run to hear a lecture on halacha, as it says, they shall follow after God as though a lion were roaring, that is, as though a lion were chasing them. Hosea 11, verse 10. Rabbi Zera says the main reward people receive for attending a Talmudic lecture is for running to it. Most people don't fully understand the subject matter, but they receive a reward for the physical effort they make in getting there, according to Rashi. So Abaye says the reward people receive for attending the halacha lecture before Yom Tov, when the lecture halls are very crowded, lies in being crushed. A person is rewarded for not being annoyed at the discomfort. So Rava says the main reward people receive for learning Gemara is for exerting themselves to understand the halacha. Rav Papa says the main reward a person receives for visiting a mourner's home is for silence, just for being there and silently sharing the mourner's grief. Mar Zutra says the reward people receive for observing a fast day is for the charity they give. By giving charity, they demonstrate that they understand the meaning of fasting. Rabbi Sheshet says the reward of a funeral eulogy lies not in the substance of the oration, but in the plaintive tone of voice of the speaker, which moves the audience to tears. Rav Ashi says the reward of attending a wedding lies in the speeches that should bring joy to the bride and groom. Rabbi Huna says, whoever prays with his back turned to the synagogue is called wicked, for it says, the wicked walk all around, meaning they walk in a turned around way. Psalms 12, verse 9. Abaye says, this only applies where he does not turn his face toward the synagogue, but if he does turn his face toward the synagogue, it does not matter. There was once a man who prayed in the back of the synagogue and did not turn his face toward the synagogue. Elijah passed by and appeared to him disguised as an Arab merchant. He said to the man, are you suggesting that there are two deities? That the people in the synagogue are praying to God and you are praying to another deity? He then drew his sword and killed him. One of the scholars asked Rabbi Bibi, what is the meaning of kerum zelut livnei adam? When exalted things are neglected among men, Psalms 12, verse 9. He replied, kerum refers to things that should be of primary significance in our lives, but people treat them with contempt, or zelut. That is prayer that rises to the most exalted heights, yet people don't treat it with the proper respect, according to Rashi. Rabbi Yochanan and Rabbi Eliezer offer a different interpretation of this passage. As soon as a person needs the support of his fellow men, his face changes color like the kerum, as it says, when a person's face turned the color of a kerum, he is regarded with contempt by everyone. So Psalms 12:9. The Gemara asks, what is a kerum? When Rabbi Dimi came to Babylonia from Eretz Yisrael, he said, there is a bird in the coastal towns called kerum, and as soon as the color begins to shine, it changes into all kinds of colors. Rabbi Ami and Rabbi Asi both say, when a person needs the support of others, it is as though he is punished by two opposite punishments, by fire and by water. For it says, when you let men ride over our heads, it is as though we had to go through fire and water. Psalms 66, verse 12. Rabbi Helbo further said in the name of Rabbi Huna, you should always be careful to pray the mincha afternoon prayer, because Elijah's prayer was answered only when the afternoon offering was to be offered, as it says. When it was time to present the mincha offering, the prophet Elijah came forward and said, answer me, O God, answer me. 1 Kings 18:36 and verse 37. Answer me that the fire should come down from heaven, and answer me that people should not say that this is witchcraft. So Rabbi Yochanan said, you should also be careful to pray the Ma'ariv evening prayer. You should also be careful to pray the Ma'ariv evening prayer, for it says, take my prayer as an incense offering, my upraised hands as an evening sacrifice. Psalm 141 verse 2. Rabbi Nachman ben Yitzchak says, you should be equally careful to pray the Shacharit morning prayer, for it says, hear my voice, O God, at daybreak. Psalm 5 verse 4.